that pain, that abnormal pain that you have never felt before. We need to not to be scared. It's like we be scared to go to the doctor now, because we're scared of the outcome.
Conspiracy theory too,
right?
I mean, a lot of us, they had a conspiracy theory that when we talk about Tuskegee, the different incidents that happened. So a lot of people still hold on to that. There's always some kind of conspiracy. What they're gonna, a lot of people, they even feel like HIV is a conspiracy, but that's another topic. But it's important that we go and at least know what's going on with you, so you can take care of it instead of waiting until it's too late. Because my dad too passed from cirrhosis of the liver. My father was an alcoholic, and he drank. I mean, he was functioning. He went to work, never missed a day at work or anything like that unless it was vacation. But no one knew he was sick until he went. When he got sick, he got sick.
Yeah, because it built up. It's
your
built
body
up.
can't take anymore. I mean, your body actually, when you're sick, your body is functioning abnormally anyway. It just compensates in different ways.
Yeah,
you might have your blood pressure might spike up. When you might have a fever, something's going on. Your body's trying to compensate so you still can function, even though it's at an abnormal state, meaning it's not normally functioning. So you see a lot of that. Or I know, for example, my grandmother, she died of breast cancer, and the sad part about it, she actually had her breast had to fall off before she went to the doctor.
Wow.
And this is when I was a little girl. I will never forget this. I had to be probably about maybe in the 4th grade, I think. Maybe 4th or 5th grade, and I'll never forget that. So she was self-treating herself, like putting stuff like that over it. And so you think of a lot of people, they're scared of it because they don't know, first of all, what's going on. And then you have something to that extent where your breast falls off and you had to be sick for a long time. And you just covered it up or just went on with your daily life. But it's I mean, it was very painful. I mean, she didn't live long after that. But I do remember I was a little girl. I'll never forget that. Like that just stuck in my head, what happened to her. So I'm very proactive. I go to the doctor, making sure you're okay. Do your wellness exams for women. And like I said, breast, and then you do your gynecological exams as well. But like I said before, your body always speaks to you. Whether you ignore it is up to you. Whether you actually go and see about it, something different. So
because we got that's live organs. It's not they're not dead. So something has to.
Body to sell.
Yeah, exactly. It's alive. So common sense. We say with some people, some people don't ever get this common sense. But common sense would say that your body is alive. You have alive organs in your body, and you have to feed it. Just like everything. I mean, anything that's live, you got to feed it.
You got to take care of it.
You got to take care of it. So.
And then I think 2 things. There are free clinics in the community for those that do not have health insurance,
right?
And also.
Like Mercy Care.
Right, Mercy, Joseph Mercy, Good Samaritan. Right. Also the Center for Black Women's Wellness.
Right.
They also have. So there are a lot of things. And I know more and more people are using Google now. So you can Google free clinics in Georgia, free clinics in Atlanta. So there, and then there are clinics too that actually offer a sliding fee scale, so it goes based on your income. So we're talking about places like Southside, Oakhurst, Medical Center. Those are some of the places that you can go to get care, and not just physical care, but also dental care. Right. So a lot of those places have dentists, and then too, as women, we need to encourage our men to go to the doctor. A lot of our men don't go to the doctor.
Yeah,
and prostate cancer is really prominent in our community, the African American community. And any men above 40 and above needs to get tested for prostate cancer.
Colon too.
Colon is in the air for both of us,
right.
Male and female.
I'm trying to figure out why is it so difficult for us to take care of ourselves. Because even if you don't want to go to the doctor, there's natural alternatives as well. Herbs and stuff that you can use as well to just I'm not saying they'll how I'm trying to put this, because everything God created it had a use to it.
I think one of the things I did one year, young, well, she wasn't young, she's older than me, but she's like, Nurse Cynthia, we need to go out into the community Because I pass this field every day and I see these people standing outside early in the morning and late at night. And we actually went out there and what we did was did blood pressure checks and we did glucose checks on them and talked about places they can go. And we gave out condoms and we had conversations with them. So sometimes we need to figure out, okay, well, why they can't come, why they're not going. Maybe we need to go meet them where they are.
I agree. We need to have more of those events that we have. It's like we try to wait on the government to do it, waiting on them to do this and do that, and we can do it. We can, thank God for you two for using your skills that you have to help women's out, because, some of us don't, we went to school for it, but we need to reach back.
Right.
Reach back because y'all seen that. Y'all see it firsthand of girls, these girls these days having babies younger and younger. Diseases is rampant. every time I wake up, there's a new disease appearing.
I think what scares me the most is HIV.
Yeah, it's on the rise, especially in Atlanta. I mean, the cases that we see, it keeps increasing, and they're younger. And they're not in the older, like we were initially seeing.
Right.
We've seen them right out of high school, like 17, 18, 19, babies. Young. They have no clue what to do, how to get care, how to keep engaging into care. And it's kind of sad because they don't have that support. A lot of them family members disown them.
Yeah.
And
the stigma is still prominent.
And they're ashamed. So, or for example, they might be on their parents' insurance because they're a minor, and you have to draw labs and things, and it's going to go back to the parents' insurance. Right. So you see a lot of that too. It's just that fact that they do have HIV and the stigma that's associated with it. And they don't have proper resources financially, housing, transportation, and so they're just kind of left in the wind. And so what we see a lot is a lot of younger people.
Very young.
That.
HIV.
Yes. And then we gotta let them understand it's lifelong management, just like if you have something else.
It's another chronic disease.
Right. And then some of them, they get discouraged and they stop taking their medications and they become resistant to certain medicines that were initially helping them. And so when we get back to maybe 7 months from now, we got to start doing the med that may work or may not work, and so you're sicker. So you see a lot of that. A lot of that, and you see a lot of people of color, everyone, Black people, a lot
especially young men who have sex with men, young MSM, 12 to 24, those are the ones. And then right after that is heterosexual women, and we'll find, for me, I see a lot of them come in and even come in for testing for gonorrhea and chlamydia and syphilis. Syphilis is on the rise. And then I had one young lady that didn't know them. Like, what do they teach? Are they teaching them anything in school? She had herpes, her first outbreak of herpes. She didn't know what it was.
Right.
She couldn't even walk.
Wow.
So we have to educate them. We got to get out there and let them know about, hey.
And I agree. I'm down for educating. I'm down for.
That makes you very powerful if you know that you possibly could be exposed to something from this man or this woman, because you have a choice whether or not to protect yourself or not to protect yourself. At least you have been educated and you make an informed decision.
Right.
And what's sad about what I see women too. Like we see the place that I work, clinic, we see young women who have had transition through sex and they have a child. And so we have seen a lot of that on the rise too. And it's so sad. They're so angry.
So they have a disease while pregnant.
They have sexual intercourse and they end up having HIV through their partner. So say it's the father, and the father leaves and does whatever he wants to do, but you're left with a child and you got HIV and you're raising a child by yourself. So we see that as well, and the disparity on those young men's faces is so heartbreaking. A lot of
mental health, and that's why mental health is so important. We tend as a people to run away from mental health, but mental health. The need for mental health is real, because even if you're not HIV positive, we live like we live in a war zone. because we have to deal with so much stuff.
You
know, and then you have to, as a black woman, you have to deal with paying them, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your children. You're discriminated against because you're a woman, and then you're a woman of color. So all of that stuff, and then things has happened to you. So you have to deal with all of that stuff. So we have to look at mental health and tell people and educate them that mental health is important.
Yeah,
it's important, and it's okay to go. It's okay to go and sit down and talk to someone.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to cry and not be that strong black woman. We're always taught to be the backbone of the family. You have to be this strong black woman. You don't have any feelings. You cannot stop. And that is not true. It is not true at all.
Yeah.
And I agree with that because my son asked me, he said, Mom, I ain't never seen you cry. But I mean, I cry because I just don't cry in front of them because I try to, you know, just stay strong for them because I know they're going to be like, Mom, what's wrong? And, you know, and it's a time and place when they need to know what's going on with Mom. But he asked me, he's like, I ain't never seen you cry. And I was like, you know, I really didn't have, I can't remember what I said, but I was like, no. You know, I was thinking in my head, you know, but I do. You know, I do.
They're very perceptive. Yeah. I see it now. You know, I think back to my children, and I'm looking at my grandchildren. They're very perceptive. My children knew when I was upset. And it's okay, so what do I tell them? I had to be real with them, but there were some things I know I couldn't disclose it because I didn't want to, you know, be biased, make them biased. So there were certain things I kept to myself, but the need for mental health is really, and you're never too old.
Oh no!
You know, you're never too old.
That's true.
To go and sit down. I mean, like Elaine said, you know, everybody's like, okay, you gotta be strong. No. We just human like everybody else.
That's not reality. You know, that's not reality. We got to stop going by what's on the media.
Kids can tell, like when you're sad, like you were saying, they're in tune to you. But I just want people to realize that you still have to be real with your kids and let them know that this is emotion, this is real life.
Oh yeah, it's okay to cry.
It's okay if you see mom boo-hoo crying while she's cooking. It is okay. You know, because then they be able to see that you're emotional. You know, you're not detached from reality. You know, and so I feel like just being able to express yourself is a good thing too. And if you have issues personally, you always need to have somebody else to talk to, like an outlet. That makes a big difference. I promise you. It does. You cannot hold stuff in and think you're going to function it every day and not have a mental breakdown. That is humanly impossible.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen.
And, you know, too, when you talk about that, we go back to that friend with the drama and stuff like that. You have to be, you have to know who to talk to, who you can share with. You always need someone. My grandmother always told me, she said, you need 4 different kinds of friends. I'm like, what is she talking about? 4 different kinds of friends. And she was like, a friend that, you know, if you're sick, that you'll come in there and take care of you, clean up the house. A friend that, you know, if you needed to borrow some money or whatever, that person can loan you, somebody that you hung out with. And, you know, you go to parties and everything else, and then somebody that who will give you advice, good advice. I'm like, okay, great. You know, solid, sound advice. So, you know, not just having, you know, you have to know that friend that you tell your business to, the one who come and tell you everybody's business. Know for a fact, once you share that with her, she's going to go tell your business too. So, you know, we have to be,
exactly.
Let me tell you what's going on.
Family too.
Yes, family too. Blood relatives and all, closest.
Yes.
So we have to be, you know, you have to choose your friends wisely, but that's one way of finding someone that, you know, you can confide in and that will give you good advice. I always say, for me, godly advice. Yes. You know, even as an older woman, a more mature person, I want someone in my life that can give me, be honest with me.
Yes. Give me raw.
Yes.
Yes, we need that. And we get offended. You know, that's what we get off, you know, we as, you know, as a black race, we gotta stop being so offended and so emotional about everything. You know, it's all right to have emotions and stuff, and, you know, because that's a part of our body and, you know, our well-being and stuff, but we gotta get to the point where we can handle it real. Reality, not, you know, because, you know, like, mental illness is real. It's very real. And I'm seeing it now younger. and younger kids now. I'm saying it in.
That's very true. I would be amazed to tell you guys when I did my little stint at one of our local school systems. The kids were angry. They had a lot of kids on Adderall. A lot of things I thought I would never see a 5-year-old do. So I'm just saying they're starting younger and younger. They don't have coping skills. I mean, they have dysfunction in the family, and so you see it present in the school system. And what I will say is, I noticed that a lot of the young Black males were very angry.